Hey, how's it going, everyone? Sean here for Splash Page, and today we're going to be reviewing the first trailer for Invincible, the Amazon Prime series that's going to premiere on March 26th. And joining me is Andrew Weiner. He will be watching Invincible with me every week, breaking down the episodes for you guys. Andrew is new to the comic and show of Invincible, so he will be watching and asking the questions that someone who hasn't read the comics would ask. How's it going, Andrew?
Hi, I'm Andrew, and I will be a normal watcher.
Yeah, there you go.
You normal people out there, I will be you.
And I will do my best to break down each episode, each Easter egg that we find, without spoiling the whole entire show. So now let's talk about the topic that brought us all here. Invincible is an incredible comic by Robert Kirkman with art from Corey Walker and Ryan Ottley. When the book was first recommended to me, I was intrigued because I'm a big Kirkman fan, who is obviously best known for his work on the Walking Dead comic. I assumed it was going to be a gritty and violent superhero comic. Andrew, what were your first thoughts when you saw the trailer?
The first half of the trailer seemed like a perfectly fine superhero cartoon. It seemed okay. It seemed very Spider-Man meets The Incredibles, maybe, with the family of superheroes. And then the cast names came out, and everything went crazy, and I am fully into this show.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think that's a very common feeling for Invincible. The initial cover of the book is also very campy, very superhero-esque of yesteryear. But don't let that fool you. This is a graphic comic, and it has a number of different, very adult storylines, which is probably why they had to do it animation rather than doing it live action.
All right, Sean, you want to break down the trailer shot for shot? Because I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, let's jump in. So the first character we'll stop on is Nolan Grayson, who is known to the world as Omni-Man. He's kind of the Superman of the Invincible world. He is Mark Grayson, Invincible's dad, and an alien, that came to Earth and kind of fell in love with Earth and an Earth woman and had a kid.
As you do, Earth is a great place to live.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll skip forward. And
all right, who else we got?
For our next character. The next group, why don't we talk about the Teen Team? In this universe, similar to how it is in DC and in Marvel, there are groups of superheroes known to the world. The biggest one is Guardians of the Globe. They're like the Justice League. And then the Teen Team is very much like the Teen Titans. So within the Teen Team, there are 4 members at the beginning. There's Robot, Rexplode, Duplicate, and Atom Eve.
All right, tell me about Robot.
Sure, yeah, Robot is actually a robot. He is
makes sense.
Sentiment.
Keep it simple.
He's a sentient being who thinks and acts, and he's actually the leader of the Teen Team. But yeah, for all we know at the beginning of it, he is just a robot.
All right, talk to me about Atom Eve.
Atom Eve is, probably the most important character in the Teen Team. She is also a high school student with Mark. Her abilities allow her to change molecules basically into whatever she wants. So she could make, her hat turn into a machine gun by rearranging the atoms in the molecules. And essentially she can make and do anything she wants.
Cool. Kind of like a Green Lantern power, or?
So yeah, it has a lot of similarities.
All right, talk to me about Duplicate.
Duplicate is going to be your favorite because it's the easiest to explain. She's multiple man. She can just duplicate herself. Her name's Kate. She can just duplicate herself. So no one knows how many she can create, how many copies she can create, but she can just duplicate herself.
Cool. And Rexplode, what's he all about?
Yeah, Rexplode, who starts the series as the boyfriend of Atom Eve. His powers are kind of like Gambit, I believe, where if he touches something, he can speed up the molecules in it and make them almost atomic so that they will explode. So he can grab a deck of cards and throw all 52 at people and have them be little explosions.
Sure.
Yeah, and he's kind of also like the Raphael of the group, so he's rude but cool.
Do we have any other good guys in this thing?
Yeah, one last guy before we jump to the villains of the show. At the end, you see Mark kind of being bribed into a free flight by his buddy William
Sure.
Clockwell. It's his best friend in high school and then his college roommate. He early on finds out that Mark is invincible, and he was actually just a really good friend to Mark, but obviously if your friend had superpowers, you would want to be able to fly around with him as well.
Of course. All right. Let's move into some villains.
Early on in the trailer, you'll see there is a race of what appears to be aliens, the Flaxons. They are actually extra-dimensional, meaning they come from another dimension into our dimension. In their dimension, time moves differently, so it has a massive effect on how this battle goes. But they become kind of early fodder for Mark and his dad, Nolan, to kind of battle.
Sure. Excited to see it. All right. What else we got?
Further on down the trailer, we run very quickly into a few characters that I think are definitely worth talking about. The first one is Dr. Seismic. Dr. Seismic is kind of a low-level villain, early on kind of guy. His powers kind of allow him to create earthquakes. He's, again, not one of the most important or most threatening villains, but his presence is felt early on, and Mark kind of cutting his teeth on the whole superhero world battles him.
And I will say he's got great skin.
Yeah, an old spotty, liver spotty man. The next two characters we should talk about are the Muller twins.
All right. What are they about?
Yeah, as you can see, they're two identical twins wearing almost identical outfits, shooting identical guns.
If you know them, you could tell the difference. But
yeah, the idea behind these guys is that one of them is a super genius who was able to build a cloning machine, and he made a clone of himself. But when the clone came alive, he thought he was the original and the other one was the clone. So now they don't know who the original and who the clone is, which leads to some hilarity. But essentially, another team of lower level villains who come in and out of the story throughout, and are more kind of pawns in larger schemes and larger threats, but definitely someone we want to keep an eye on.
all right, sounds good.
Cool. And then the second to last thing we want to talk about today is this gnarly giant cat swinging what could only be considered like a mauling hammer nunchuck thing.
Who is this guy?
This is one of my favorite characters through the whole comic run. His name is Battle Beast. Battle Beast's whole shtick is that he lives for carnage and to conquer strong adversaries. So he travels the universe looking for people to fight, and then when he wins, because obviously he's not going to lose, Battle Beast, he just sees himself as that much bigger and that much stronger than the rest of the world, and all he does is go to the next place to fight the next big opponent.
He's the champion of the world, the heavyweight champion, just one after another.
Of the galaxy.
How can I find out more about Battle Beast?
Well, I can show you his first appearance is in comic 19 of Invincible, and once we reach 100 subscribers on this channel, we will be giving away a copy of Invincible 19, the first appearance of Battle Beast.
We're doing what?
Yep, giving away a free copy. All you have to do to be entered in is to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and leave a comment. So please subscribe, like, and comment, and you'll have a 1 in 100 chance to win the first appearance of Battle Beast. The final thing, Weens, we want to talk about is this shot of Nolan Grayson, Omni-Man, who looks like he's coming off just the biggest bender of his life.
Yeah, he doesn't look good.
Yeah.
He looks like he could use a nap and a glass of water.
As you can imagine, this is teasing to all the comic fans the big moment that happens in the very beginning of the comic, maybe the first, 15 issues. This moment, I'm not going to spoil it, completely flips the whole narrative on its head. It becomes kind of the main struggle for the remainder of the comic series. So definitely a huge moment that I don't want to ruin, but as you could tell, there are things that are going on that are not daddy, son, normal, teach your kid how to do it. This is not like an Uncle Ben moment. Something happens here.
This is a father that's completely out of control of the situation and has to hand it off to someone that he doesn't want to.
I don't want to
maybe
validate.
I haven't.
Yeah, I don't want to validate.
That's fair. Don't tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Or correct anyone. But yeah, this is a huge moment. And that's it for this episode. Thanks everyone for following along. Please subscribe, like, and comment if you want to continue to watch Invincible with us weekly. The first 3 episodes drop on March 26th on Amazon Prime, so we will try our best to get our videos out as quickly as possible here on Splash Page. Thanks again. Sean Thompson here, Andrew Weiner there. We'll see you next week.
See you next time. Bye.